Okay, so it's time for us to have a conversation on nutrition. And I'm going to ask her something about computer rights as well. We have Elizabeth Onyema, a lady who has dedicated a professional life to helping individuals achieve and maintain a healthy lifestyle across the globe. Now, with a background in banking and finance, Elizabeth is a certified advanced clinical weight loss specialist from the London Health Sciences Academy and a student of public health. In a 7-year career, she has been pivotal to the health journey of over 2,000 clients. We're talking about working with Nigerians and non-Nigerians across the UK, USA, Canada, Kenya, and the Caribbean. Now, today, she joins us to talk about why do I feel so bloated? I can see you're specking up. Almost everyone experiences this,
yes.
But it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And indeed, you're very right. I would say that if I were to get like maybe 10 calls from prospective clients, maybe in a day, I will tell you categorically that at least 9 of them would complain and say, I'm always bloated, I'm always constipated. It is very normal for me to hear things like that. And it isn't strange, actually, because the kinds of foods that trigger bloating and constipation, most of them, I would say, would obviously encourage weight gain and other health problems. Now, talking about bloating itself, what is the meaning of bloating?
Before you even talk about bloating,
okay,
I'm trying as much as possible, because I know we have several digestive issues.
Yes.
So I'm trying as much as possible to have us established, the digestive issues established first.
Yes.
Before we even narrow it down to bloating.
bloating. Okay,
so let's
like
talk
that.
about digestive issues in general.
So when we're talking about digestive issues, constipation is one of them. Acid reflux is one of them. Heartburn. We also have irritable bowel syndrome. We have the bloating we just talked about.
Yeah.
You know, for irritable bowel syndrome, that's more like a person who has either extreme diarrhea or extreme constipation. They're always dancing. In fact, such people are actually in a whole lot of distress.
To mix up bloating and constipation.
Yes.
Yeah, so as you're defining bloating, you also need to clarify that.
Constipation,
so
yes.
we get which is which.
Yes, makes sense. Now, the thing about it is that bloating, when you hear the word bloating, you're thinking of gas.
Yeah.
So it obviously involves overproduction of gas, you know, right there in our stomach. Or maybe like a problem or like an issue with maybe like a digestive issue that involves that ends up making our digestive system muscles, you know, not just work properly or just act properly. So what you get in the end is this reaction of stuffiness, you know, you feel stuffed, you feel tight. Some people eat very little amount of food and they just can't tell that they are bloated. It can be very uncomfortable. It can be very painful for some people too, you know, and all that. I know at my heaviest, whenever I get to think of how I feel now as compared to the way I felt when I was very heavy, when I was really, really overweight, I would say that the one feeling that I am glad I no longer have is this bloating feeling, this feeling of bloating. It's very uncomfortable for people who have it. Now, constipation, on the other hand, actually has more to do with irregular bowel movements. So a person who doesn't go to toilet often and then you keep eating it, and eating food will definitely at a point in time, you know, get constipated because he's not passing it out. You know, the way food should go, food go in, body breaks down nutrients, digestion takes place, excretion takes place and all that. And then for some funny reasons, the person can't pass out too. Yes, the person experiences constipation. But people tend to use bloating and constipation together. Now, this is the thing. Bloating is one of the issues that a person would experience when he's constipated.
Okay.
Do you get the connection now?
We can say that bloating is a byproduct
of constipation.
So no wonder it's easy to mix them all.
Yes.
Okay.
So most people who will tell you that I'm bloated will also tell you I'm constipated. But the reason why they're actually constipated and bloated is because they are constipated. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
So now let's focus on bloating.
Okay, now good. So for us to now talk about the things that trigger bloating, we've now established the reason why people get bloated, and it is very clear. Once you hear anything concerning your digestive system, then know that it is definitely something that you put in your mouth that triggers that feeling of bloating. Now, let's talk about the reasons or the possible things that can trigger bloating. We've talked about constipation already. Now, what are the foods that trigger constipation? Last week while I was here, I talked about good carbs and bad carbs. And I talked in particular about fiber as a part of a carb that is necessary for picking out healthy carbs. Now, one of the functions of fiber, now we have two types of fiber. We have what we call the soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber, a part of a carbohydrate, gives bulk to our poop.
Okay.
So it gives bulk to our poop, while insoluble fiber helps to pull it out of the body.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So a person who eats foods, simple carbs that do not contain fiber, would find it difficult to use the loo or have a regular bowel movement because they are obviously not eating a fiber-rich food. Insoluble fiber, in clear terms, can be explained as, sometimes, I always say this sometimes, like when you go to the loo and use the toilet, obviously, excrete or something, some people notice that they can see their green veggies
inside.
Yes, and that's because it is actually more of insoluble fiber. So its function is to pull it out of the body. So the moment your diet doesn't have vegetables, then be certain that, or fiber is not rich in fiber, be certain that that person may experience bloating from time to time.
Okay.
People who do not drink water as well, hydration, when you're not properly hydrated, such a thing can actually lead to constipation. So you're eating, you're not drinking water, you can't obviously pass through very well. That can also lead to bloating. Now, leaving constipation behind, let's now talk about other things.
So we cannot talk about other things today,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay.
However, I'm pretty sure our viewers can check your page on social media to even learn more, maybe ask you questions even about how to find solutions, because I was hoping we could talk about solutions. Unfortunately,
Yes.
there isn't enough time
We talked
to do
about
that.
fiber, though.
Yes, yes. So take note of that. Eat more fiber. Thank you so much for being on
Thank you
the
so
show,
much.
Elizabeth.
Thank you.
All right, we have to take this break. We'll be back shortly. It's Wake Up Nigeria.